This is Aaron Soanes from West Georgia Technical College, and welcome to Dot EDU.
Well, welcome to this edition of Dot EDU. I'm Kellie Hunter, and joining me on set here in the studios today is Aaron Soanes. You're the Sports Information Coordinator with the West Georgia Technical College, and we have a great show about sports and information that's happening in your campuses.
Well, thanks for having us, Kellie. We're excited to be here.
All righty. Well, tell us a little bit about the West Georgia Technical College and the sports program that you have established, when it was established, and how it's kind of rolling along now.
Well, West Georgia Tech started athletics in 2008. We made a commitment to bring athletics to West Georgia Tech because of a number of factors, but we added, we began in 2008 with men's basketball and volleyball, and since added women's basketball. And just recently, back in 2010, last year, we added a sport of baseball, and softball began its inaugural season just a few months ago. So right now we have 5 sports. We also have competitive cheerleading, and we compete, most of our sports are competing on the junior college level with the National Junior College Athletic Association, and we are always on the lookout for athletes to come to West Georgia Tech and play sports, and athletes from here in the local area, and we've got a lot of representation from Douglasville on our sports.
Well, it sounds like from 2008 to 2010, you've done a great job of growing that initial program. You said you've moved into 5 different sports now, along with the cheerleading. So you've done a great foundation work, it sounds like. Sounds like it's a new program, but go up and growing strong. Yeah,
certainly. Walter Dunson, our athletic coordinator, has done an outstanding job of hiring the right coaches to coach these sports. And my job is to get the word out, and that's something that we're trying to do on a daily basis and year by year, is to get the word out, not just to this community, but to the 7 counties that we serve at West Georgia Tech. To let everyone know that not only are we open for business for on the academic side, but athletics as well.
Great. Well, so you have some students. Are you recruiting from your high school base? What kind of, where are you drawing your students, I guess, for your athletic division?
From the local high school base in the 7 counties that we serve. Douglas County is one of those counties. It's primarily up to the coaches to basically do their own recruiting, so to speak. But they, each sport has open tryouts. So if a current student at West Georgia Tech that has experience playing a particular sport at high school, they can try out. But I think you'll find from the coaches that will come on later on the show, and they'll tell you this, that they are aggressively recruiting talent to come here. And but one of the things that we want to make very clear is that our primary mission from an athletic standpoint is to prepare the athletes at West Georgia Tech if they choose to potentially move on and compete at a 4-year institution. We want to be a gateway for them to be able to do that down the road.
So it offers a great stepping stone, it sounds like, if you're looking to add that sports program to your academic package as well.
Absolutely. We had a gentleman by the name of Cody Skinner on our baseball program that is now a pitcher for the University of West Georgia. That his career, as far as he knew it, his baseball career was over. But he was at West Georgia Tech. We added a baseball program last year. He decided to try out. Coach Pratt did a great job of coaching him up, and he earned a scholarship to play for the University of West Georgia. And that's a success story that we want to see that further for some other students as well.
Sure. And what a great success story to add to your beginning program here.
Absolutely.
Well, you mentioned that we've got 2 other people that are going to be joining on set here with me. Give us an introduction to who the 2 coaches are that we're going to be talking with today.
Okay, for baseball we have Todd Pratt. He is, if you're an Atlanta Brave fan, you might remember him as a catcher for the Braves just a few years ago. He's a former major leaguer, has played for the New York Mets and Chicago Cubs, Braves, among other other clubs as well. But he is the only coach that we've had at West Georgia Tech. We hope to keep him for a long time. He did a great job last year in the first season. We went 23-11.
Wow,
and
very impressive.
Was ranked as high as number 3 in the nation in the Club Baseball Association. But he's an outstanding coach, and I'm sure you'll be interested to talk to him as well. And for softball, we have Stephanie Herrera. She is a native of this area. A lot of people out there watching might know Stephanie. She's done an outstanding job in laying the foundation and starting the process of building fast pitch softball. This is her first season, and it's our softball program's first season here at West Georgia Tech as well. So Stephanie will have a lot of interesting insight on what it's like to start a program from scratch when nothing was here. And when she got here and just beginning the process of building that up. Great.
And you did say that your sports program covers all 5 campuses, your 2 sites, as well as serving the 7 counties that your institutions reside in. So that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. We're spread out all across West Georgia and even in Alabama as well. And we're just excited to be here, and thank you for helping us get the word out.
All right. Well, we're excited to hear from the coaches, and when we return on Dot EDU, we'll be with hearing from Coach Pratt. Stay with us on Dot EDU. Well, welcome back to Dot EDU. On this today's segment, we are talking with the West Georgia Technical College area and their sports division. And joining me on set now is Coach Pratt. Coach,
hey,
thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Boy, I've heard a great introduction from Aaron Sones, the sports information coordinator at West Georgia Technical College, about the background that you bring to this sports program. Kind of lay a little bit of addition to that introduction.
Well, I think Aaron hit it on the head, really. I really don't like talking about myself too much, but I do bring some experience, 22 plus years at the professional level. I've coached the local team here, the Douglasville Bulls, for 5 seasons. We've been successful, and got a great opportunity with West Georgia Tech baseball program, and we've been successful so far in our first year.
Well, I have seen you out in the community. I know you've done some things locally here with the city in the past as well, so I see that the heart is there, pouring into the lives of young people.
Most definitely. Obviously the Bulls are one of my programs here that helps college kids and gives some entertainment to Douglasville in the summer. It's a great collegiate league. I'm the president of Bill Art Park, and we've done a lot of things in the last year since I've been holding that title, and our baseball programs and football programs are starting to grow and become #1 in the county. And Taste of Douglasville, I try to do a lot of things for not only the county but the city of Douglasville, and try to give something back.
Sure, and you had said that you located here in Douglasville when you joined the Braves, enjoyed the community, the area, and planted yourself here.
Oh, most definitely. A lot of people told me to go to Peachtree City and Marietta, and I had a neighbor in Florida where we transferred from, and he told me to go to Douglasville, and I've been happy since.
Very good. Well, we are more than fortunate to have you in the area, and I believe West Georgia Technical College is more than fortunate to have you on staff as their coach for their baseball program.
That's ditto. I'm very fortunate to be able to work for West Georgia Tech.
Well, tell us a little bit about the baseball program.
Well, we started last year. I don't think the college or myself knew what we were getting into. Started with 26 kids last year at the club level that I didn't recruit any of them. They just pretty much were going to West Georgia Technical College, and basically there was a flyer saying we're starting baseball, and the first practice was interesting.
Interesting,
yeah,
okay.
But they followed my lead, and we had practice for a few months, and we got into the season, and first week or two was a little rough, but I think some of our leaders on the team and with some of my guidance, we got the ship steered right, and as Aaron said, we We got as high as #3 in the nation at the club association, and ended up with a pretty good record.
And that was all in your first inaugural season.
Yes, ma'am.
Pretty impressive. Very impressive, actually. So, tell me about this. It says you're competing in the NJCAA Division I, Region 17. What does that mean? Translate that to me.
I think all the upper folks that are at the school saw our successful season our first year, and it was time to move up. Being part of the NJCAA Division I, we're the first technical school in the state of Georgia to play at Division I level, and in baseball. So we'll be playing the likes of Middle Georgia, East Georgia, Perimeter, Gordon College, Andrew, ABAC, and a few others. And it'll be a big stepping stone. We had a great success in the club level last year, but without us being a non-scholarship institution right now, it's going to be a fight, and we're prepared for it. And we have a lot of kids out here in the fall, and we should be all right. I mean, I'm not going to say we're going to be as successful as we were last year, but I look for a 500 season, and I think that's a great goal your first year in a Division I JUCO sport.
Sure. Well, you've set a very high standard, and when you do look at your play schedule, there's some traveling that's involved. So
oh, yeah,
there's a lot of coordination that takes place with that. You guys have hit this very aggressively. Yeah,
I think with some of my experience at the professional level and watching scheduling and watching some of the people that take care of a lot of the logistics, I've brought that to the school and prepared a 56-game schedule this year, and was actually lucky that we play more home games than on the road, and that's very rare for a first-year program. And we're very excited. We'll be playing this year here in Douglasville at the Douglasville Sports Complex, right there off of 1630 Doris Drive, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, tell us, what are some of the dates when you're talking about your schedule? Do you play on specific nights of the week or days?
Once we get going in conference, it'll be Tuesday afternoons, and then Friday, Saturday. Single game on Friday, doubleheader on Saturday. Obviously, our schedule is just about to be finalized, and all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, and getting contracts out with these certain schools. So that'll be online here probably within a week or two, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be very exciting with that 56-game schedule, and for this season at least, Douglasville will be able to enjoy some entertainment and see some college players.
Well, we definitely want to help keep that word out as to what that schedule will be, and that anticipated first game, and get some. It's always great to play for a crowd, isn't it?
Oh, most definitely. And there's a lot of folks out here in Douglasville that's very supportive of sports, and obviously that opening day we'll have some extra things for the kids, and we'll make it a nice, fun event.
All right. Well, I know when I spoke with Aaron just briefly at the introduction part, he said that the coaches are kind of their own recruiting portion. Tell me, what kind of athlete are you looking for? What kind of student do you want to join your division here?
Well, obviously education is our #1 priority, because the sports aren't going to take you as far as you hope you will. I mean, it's less than 1% that even get to the professional level, so we make sure that after the 2 years here that are college, that they're prepared to go on the workforce. So education's first. Obviously, when I am recruiting, I'll talk to their institution, their coaches, their peers, but they also have to be an athlete as well. I've actually gone outside our counties, outside the state. We have a couple kids, from Alabama. We got a kid from Montana I've recruited from. So for being in such a small institution, we've really, with this baseball program, have reached out nationwide and actually getting students. I've also looked in South America and Puerto Rico and Venezuela, and there's opportunities there. I've had contacts with the Europeans, and there's a lot of things on the rise for this school, and hopefully baseball will bring them in.
Great. Well, it sounds like a wonderful program that you have helped put together from the ground up, and much success for you guys as you move forward.
Yeah, it's it's interesting, and the next coach, Coach Herrera, is going to tell you about building a program, and I've had a great time this first year, even designing the new logo and designing the uniform, and have a lot of help from the West Georgia Tech, not only foundation, but Everybody's
all the
been
bosses,
great.
The big,
all the
you know,
not my pay
administrative
scale, but they've been great and very supportive. And we're looking to build a new park in Waco, and that's going to happen here in the next year or two. And the program's going to be really good for something for West Georgia, and especially with the university right there across the street. It'll be a good little bridge, like we said earlier in the show, good stepping stone for these young men.
Well, what a great start with such a great record to bring and establish, lay a great foundation, and to build from.
Well, we appreciate Dot EDU and yourself, and thanks for the opportunity.
Appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you.
All righty, and as you mentioned, we've got Coach Herrera coming up to join us next, so stay with us on Dot EDU. Welcome back to Dot EDU. I'm Kellie Hunter, and joining me in the studios now is Coach Stephanie Herrera from the West Georgia Technical College. And Stephanie, welcome aboard with us today.
Thanks for having me.
I understand you're the coach of the women's fast pitch softball program.
Yes, ma'am. We started in June.
Okay.
And I didn't realize what it would take to grow a program and to build a program. Coach Pratt is a colleague, a friend of mine. I actually attended several baseball games last year, and I was really impressed with the way, you know, to start a program, how successful they were, and it was definitely something I wanted to do. I'm always up for a challenge.
There you go.
And I don't think that I think sometimes stepping into a program that's already been established has its own challenges, but this is something I wanted to do, so I can look back years later and say, you know, this is something I was a part of.
Very good. So you have a great success. June was just not too long ago. So tell us where you are now in that process and in the season.
Well, we kicked off our season September 15th against Gordon Junior College. We have a tough schedule in general. We are playing in the club level just like baseball did last year. However, majority of our competition is JUCO or a four-year school. I'm really impressed with the way my kids have come together and the way they've played. I just can't say enough about how much heart they've put into what they've done in just a small amount of time.
Sure. Well, you mentioned your first game was with Gordon. Now you have some background there in the Gordon College area. Give us that.
I do. I actually was recruited by Gordon out of high school, and I went there to play two sports. I started in the fall, and soccer actually took precedence over softball, but my heart was and passion was always softball. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. It was not something I wanted to do. I wanted to be home, so I did come home. Actually went to West Georgia Tech.
There you go. So that in itself, we were talking earlier, is a story, because not everybody follows the same direct educational path, but what you've been able to do with that now is come back and help, I guess, establish a program from the ground up.
It actually is the perfect story. I think probably 80% of my student athletes, they have that story.
Okay.
I have two kids that went to Southern Union, and they just wanted to take a different direction. You know, they enrolled in the school, had no idea that we were going to start in the program. So it's exciting to see that these kids have an opportunity, and you know that there are the diamonds in the rough that you can find right here in the local community. So I'm real excited about that.
And speaking of local, you grew up here in Douglasville, went to high school, graduated locally. Give us that background.
I did. I grew up in Douglasville, and I went to Alexander High School. I graduated a long time ago, and at the time, you know, there was a big transition in the county from slow pitch to fast pitch, and I got caught up in that transition. And I'm really proud of how not even just the county, but the whole Southeast has transitioned over to fast pitch. It's a great sport to watch, and it's just growing all over the nation.
Sure, the pace of the game is a lot more intense, is it not?
It is.
Well, tell us about your team. You had mentioned some of them that were kind of headed down a different path. They enrolled, didn't even know that the program would be available, but it is now. Where are you in your season, and how are you doing?
Well, we've obviously faced some tough competition. Reinhardt was NAIA champs last year. We played them this past weekend, and overall, I'm impressed with the girls. That they've been able to hang with these teams. That have $100,000 worth of scholarship money. And us being a non-scholarship school to be able to compete at that level is amazing to me. My kids have worked hard. We're midway through. We actually play our first conference game this weekend against the UGA's club team. Really looking forward to seeing what we have in the club level and competing at that level as well.
Wow, that is very impressive. So, I mean, you're really putting your team, y'all are competing against some four-year, highly established teams already, so doing great.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Well, good. So as you look to grow this program, I asked Coach Pratt the same question. How are you going about in finding who it might be part of your team next year?
Well, I actually think that is something about my job that I enjoy the most. I get to see the best competition, and it's fun to go out. We actually have several showcase tournaments. Fast Pitch is very, very good about doing that, and you can sign up and attend those, and it's something that only college coaches can attend.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
I did go to 2 over the summer. I ran out of time, but any opportunity that I have to do that, I'm going to be doing that. And also, I've made a lot of contacts with the local high school coaches in the 7 counties, and not even just those 7 counties, just as Coach Pratt said, all over the state. I've actually spoke with a Savannah contact as well.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to adding some kids. I've had 1 commitment from a pitcher already, and have several other in the works.
All right, so you're recruiting as part of your job description as well then, huh?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, as you move this team forward, and we have some viewers there that want to come see some of your games, what venue are you playing at?
Right now we're playing our home games at Carroll County Rec, across from the jail. And it's a nice facility. We look forward to being in our own stadium, of course, but we're thankful, for them giving us the opportunity to play there as well. Our schedule is online right now. Our spring schedule is not up yet. It's not finalized. But once it is, you guys can come out and support us.
Come out and be part. How many typically games do you play in a week's time?
Usually play a 3-game series, a doubleheader on Saturday, and then a game on Sunday. As a matter of fact, we have a tournament coming up October 22nd and 23rd. It is a club tournament, and there will be teams from Florida there, as well as Georgia Southern. It's Central Florida and Florida Gulf Coast.
Wow. So I guess playing those teams even from out of state, that type of thing, all those are helping to build not just the team and the program, but building, I guess, that camaraderie, and also, I guess, building their confidence through your team players as well.
Yeah, my players and my kids have been exposed early on, to what our program and the direction our program needs to go in. I think they've really seen the difference in maybe club level and the next level, and that's something I definitely want to look towards and look forward to in the future.
Well, it sounds like a great program established. Sounds like you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
In getting that up and off the ground, and we appreciate you being here with
Thanks
us today.
so much for having me.
All righty. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Dot EDU.